you.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. I'm blind.
Poor little blind old lady.
I can't see the chat over there.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I'm good. Not that close. I need it over there.
You need to hold it far away from you? See?
I can see it perfectly. Yeah, I can see it like this. So I'm like one-eyed Willie right now. I took out one of my contacts last night at the concert that we were at. It was scratching my eyeball.
She was like, Pinka!
And I did not put another contact in, so now my eyes have been all wonky all morning.
I don't understand how you could forget to put another contact in.
Because it doesn't bother me when I'm looking up close. And I wasn't able to.
But
now
like
I'm trying to look at the chat is over there.
Isn't it like one eye's clear and the other one's blurry? Like that would drive me insane. I've had to.
My vision's not off that badly, but it's bad enough that I'm trying to read the chat over there, and I'm like, I can't see it.
That would drive me crazy. Hold on a second. I need to make sure this is.
So I've got the phone to read the chat. So if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to read the chat so I can answer your questions. Sorry, guys. I'm a spaz.
Sorry about that.
It would take me longer to go put a contact in, and then I'd be like doing this. I'm just forget it.
It's true.
I'm a mess.
She is a mess. I have to. Sometimes when the show starts, it'll be the chat will be off, and then it won't relay, and you kind of have to like reload it in order to get it to be current. Lisa says, dude,
go put a
contact in.
It takes me a long time to put contacts in. I'm truly a mess. I apologize. Sorry. If I were fast, I would. I'm surprised I was able to get one out in the middle of a concert without having to go in the bathroom. Like,
that's what she did.
Yeah.
I'm ridiculous.
Sorry, guys.
She's a mess. And she's got like I don't even know what you call it, an old lady sleep hangover.
Dude, it's really sad. So we went date night was last night, but we went with our friends. So it's our scheduled Saturday night out. We went to go see Gary Allen. We had free tickets from house seats, and which was a great show. I love country, but I specifically like 80s and 90s and early 2000s country. I don't really know a lot of the newer country, so I don't go to see a lot of newer country shows. But country was my jam in the 90s.
But he started in the 90s. A lot of his big stuff was early 2000s.
So I knew about 50% of the set list, which I was happy about. I didn't think I would know that much, but we had a good time. But so we were out kind of late, right? And I didn't get to bed I didn't get to sleep until like after 2. I couldn't fall asleep right when we got home. And really, guys, I know that's not a big deal. I'm not a big drinker. I had one beer the whole night and drank like a gallon of water.
No, she had one, like it was like a Bud Light. It wasn't like.
It was a Mick Ultra.
Oh, sorry. It was a Mick Ultra. So it was like, what, like maybe 2.5% alcohol. I don't even know. One of them. It took you like an hour to drink it.
I nursed it. It was piss warm by the time I was done. And we're home. I went to bed probably around 2, slept it, made myself sleep and go back to sleep until like almost 8 this morning. I might as well been doing pounding tequila shots all night last night. I'm so lack of sleep, hungover feeling today. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm a slug.
Pretty much. Apparently Allison won some sort of prize. Apparently she won some sort of print. I don't even know what they're talking about. So
who's Josh? I don't know. What'd you win? What'd you win? Tell us.
I don't know. But anyway, Allison
one heck of a thrifter feels me. She says 1 beer and a shot takes me out. Girl, 1 beer and a shot, I'd be under a table. I'm such a lightweight loser. I can't do it.
But Allison also says that One-Eyed Willie is another name for a penis and that she thinks you're better than that. One-Eyed Willie, isn't that the name of the pirate in the Goonies?
I think it is, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So don't be disgusting, Allison.
Tylenol PM actually puts me out for like 24 hours. I totally get it. I'm super sensitive to things like that. I would never be good as a druggie.
I don't like the Tylenol PM thing. Every once in a while, like when I have a really bad cold, I resist taking anything like the Tylenol PM or Benadryl for as long as possible because whatever the sleepy stuff that's in it, the dip.
You have the whole hangover crap the next day.
I just feel groggy the next day. And I hate that feeling of being groggy. But yeah.
Yeah, so Allison, do tell who is Josh and what is the print that you
want? Everybody seems to know about it. We don't know nothing.
Because I think a lot of our friends that watched our show watch a lot of other shows too. So he must be another reseller that has a show.
They watch other shows. You watch other shows? What? What? I'm outraged.
Sonny, Gatorade and chocolate would be good, but Gatorade has a lot of calories and chocolate, and I'm on the diet train again. Neither of which are on the diet train menu.
Oh, there's like just stuff that like when you're on the diet train, you can look around and see what's on it or not on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. Red Neckerson Resales just busted out $1.77 super chat.
Ooh, he's out of the gate.
Listen, old lady. There you go. There you go. Anyway, apparently Josh does finger painting. Oh, it's another YouTube channel called Curiosity Inc. Bought a hoarder's house, and there was a guy who did some work around it. Anyway, Josh apparently does finger painting, and it's really amazing. And she won one of his prints. Very cool. Very cool, guys. Anyway, all right. So this week we did a lot of sourcing. We did a lot more than I normally do, which is fine because we won't be sourcing this whole week because we'll be in Rhode Island. Yeah, we won't be sourcing, and I'm okay with that. Kara was in town. Kara Cooper had come into town to help Dorothy finish up with the hoarder house, which they finished up last week, and so she had like kind of like a week of just getting to have fun and stuff like that. So we went sourcing. She went. Dorothy and Kara went with us to Sabres, went with us to yard sales, all kinds of fun stuff. And anyway, so we had a ton of fun, found lots of stuff. I got some stuff sent to me in the mail. Online bulk buys. So yeah, we're not going to be sourcing this week because normally I go on Thursdays. We're not going to be doing that, but I do have a bulk buy box coming that I don't think it's going to get here before we leave. It might get here before we leave. And I'll have another one coming next week. So that's probably going to end up being the majority of stuff, but we are going to do a little bit of thrifting while we're there. We'll hit maybe we'll see if we have time. It's a 4-day trip. 2 of the days are flying. I'm leaving you behind. I'm gonna go sourcing by myself. I don't know how. I'm gonna have the rental vehicle. I'm gonna Uber it. I'm gonna be like, I gotta get my Uber over to the Sabres. Anyway, seriously, we'll go to like 2 places if we can. And we don't have a Friday show, but we'll try to do something on Sunday. And maybe, who knows, if we don't get to source at all, maybe we'll do our Sunday show next week. We'll just be us hanging out. We will try to do the Sunday show, but it's definitely going to be earlier because Sunday is the day that we'll be having a big get together with my friends and family. It's Mother's Day. Plus we're 3 hours ahead, so I don't even know if it'll be early. Well, I don't know. How's that work? Yeah, I normally it's going to be very early. Weirdo. We're not going to Hawaii, guys. I don't know. Listen, I'm not on a lot of sleep right now. Give it a skip and a do. Anyway, it's going to be morning on the East Coast next Sunday when we do the show. So yeah, pretty much. All right. So do you want to will your eyeballs work well enough for you to show off your numbers? Yes. Because you completely hosed me this week. I've been doing really well. And then this last week, my numbers dropped a bit. That's okay, because they're just going to jump right back up again. It's all about that EKG. So I had some good sales, pretty low, cost of goods in general as far as the sales, but I did have a lot of fees. So I had a lot of my shipping was real high because I sold a lot of stuff, and a lot of it went, I sold some real heavy stuff, and I sold some stuff that went out of the country. So yeah. You want to show your numbers? All right. Why don't you jump into it? Why don't you jump in? I'm hoping I can, sorry if I can't see them. Okay. I can't see your numbers. Your numbers are too small and blurry. I can't see them. All right. This is why people say I'm her mother. I can't see her with the one contact. You're a little freaking loud. All right. So 59 orders on eBay, 5 on Etsy. To be totally transparent, 3 were Etsy, 1 was Bonanza, and 1 was a private sale. I just threw it all under the Etsy numbers. So a total of 64 orders. And so $24.39 on eBay. Sorry, it's like getting blurry there. $24.39 and change on eBay. $281 Etsy Bonanza and a private sale. Total gross sales of $2,721.35 this week. My shipping was $478. Super high. I did have a lot of real heavy big things. Promoted listing fees were $86.92. eBay final value fees $292.77. Etsy final value fees $25.35. Total costs when you add the what is that adding? Oh, all of those things together. Sorry. Yeah, your shipping, promoted value fees, all that kind of stuff. It's $883.03. So it's a lot of costs. And then my total cost of goods $228, which gives me a total net sales of $1,610 and change. So it's a good week for me. I like to be around. Pretty good.
Sunny, did I sell the paddle? No, no, honey, I haven't even listed it yet. I just bought it on Friday.
She's just hanging on to it so she can.
I bought it 2 days ago, for crying out loud. Give me a minute.
She's hanging on to it so she can threaten me with it.
Okay, so my gross average sale price is $42 and change, which is around where I like to be, between 40 and 50. But my net is pretty low. So the net is 25 and change. And that's because I was blowing out a lot of lower ticket items. So generally it's a little higher than that. But
yeah,
I'm still happy because the net number is where I want it to be.
Excuses, so
all right, we're good.
Carry on. Dorothy, what's up, Dorothy? What's happening, Dorothy? Anyway, yeah, Lisa, she does need to keep that paddle around.
I look white as a sheet. I think it's the ring light. Allison, sorry.
All of a sudden it got really dark outside. Did you notice that? Like,
yeah, there must be a big cloud.
Some clouds went over, but yeah. Plus, you're sitting real close because you're like.
I know. Let me. I think it's the ring light is super bright. I'm not. I mean, I'm pale. Don't get me wrong. I'm whitey white a lot, but
yeah, you are. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's see what I got going on this week. My numbers dropped quite a bit. I have like something like 12 less orders than I did the week before, but 24 outgoing eBay orders, 9 Etsy outgoing orders. Total is 33. My eBay gross sales, $1,380.99. My Etsy gross sales, $491.66. So my total gross sales, $1,872.65. I'm a little bummed. I like to keep that above $2,000 if I can. But what are you gonna do, huh? And my shipping, $216.53. My promotion fees, and that's for promoted listings on eBay and on Etsy, is $130. And my eBay final value fees, $165.72. Etsy, $44.25. My total costs come out to $556.50. And then my cost of goods were pretty close actually to Vicky's, interesting enough. But she had like, you had a lot more items, but you tend to pay less per item. So $220 for my cost of goods. So my total net sales, $1,096.15. That's a little low. It'd be nice if it was more closer to 15, but that's all right. I can survive. And my gross average sale price, $56.75. I try to keep it above 50, so I'm super happy with that number. Had some good big sales this week. And my net average sale price is $33.22. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. So I didn't sell as much stuff. I sold stuff for a little bit higher than normal. But I just got to keep trucking along. But yeah, you're making me look bad. What's up with that?
I just want to answer a question in the chat. Patricia Byram asked, you offer free shipping on all listings. Katie does, because she only sells shoes and clothing. I do not. I have free shipping on shoes, clothing, and all of my smaller items. And then I do actually a flat rate shipping on some of my heavier items like electronics and like big bulky items. I'll put like a flat number on because I sell everything. So I have a lot of hard goods. And if something weighs 50 pounds, I'm not doing free shipping on it.
It's really funny since I've started changing it so that the title of these Sunday shows actually shows our combined cost of goods for the week and our combined gross sales for the week. And it's kind of interesting if you look at them all together, how close they are from week to week. Like I think last week it's like a difference of less than $100. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, we're pretty consistent. It's weird.
So, I mean, there's something to be said for being consistent, right? Especially this time of year. This is the time of year where we're just getting into May. So this is the time of year that sales can definitely start to take that summer dip. Kind of starts, if it hasn't already started for you, it can start now. And so, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can be doing to kind of combat that. And part of that is just getting more stuff listed, keeping your store super, super active, making sure that your policies are open enough to accommodate buyers all over the world. There's just a lot of things you can be doing to kind of bump it up a little bit.
Do the best you can with it. Yeah. So Patricia, when we show you our gross numbers, as far as gross sales, that accounts for shipping fees taken in as well, because we show you the deduction of shipping costs.
Yeah, because mine has the $216.53. That's how much I spent on shipping. So I have all of my stuff is free shipping unless it's international. So it's going to show, like, let's say, I had some international sales. Let's say $100 of that was paying for international labels. On the other side, I took in whatever $100 or whatever.
Right. When eBay calculates
shipping fees.
When eBay calculates your total sales, it calculates any shipping as income as part of your sales figures. That they do that calculation for you, and it is considered income anyway. So we use that as gross income, and then the shipping comes off. So
yep. So Kara says maybe soon we'll attempt international.
Listen, she just got a printer. She's just
okay. That's cool. But I was just gonna say, like, now we're coming into now. Not everybody sees a sales dip in the summertime. Not everybody does, but it does happen. And part of that is because the majority of your sales are domestic, and in the U.S., like, yes, people are shopping less during the summertime. It's just reality. It's like weather's better. They're out and about doing stuff. They're just not sitting around shopping. Whereas in the wintertime, you get the holidays. You're kind of stuck inside because maybe it's raining or it's snowing outside. You're going to be spending a little bit more money. So there's a reality that overall retail does take a dive to a certain degree in the summertime. So I would say one big,
depending on what you sell, sure.
One big thing you could be doing to help your sales is if you've been thinking about doing your own international shipping, but you haven't made the leap yet. Now would be a great time to do it, because that's going to hopefully boost your sales a little bit, because you might get some more international sales. Help offset any of the slowdown.
Exactly. Hey, Justin. Hey, Mama.
Hey,
Mama. She's so extra today, and I have no energy for the extra.
I have to like pick up for your like. So I have to be like, hey, Mama.
I can't deal with the extra. Help! Help! Help!
Who are you asking for help from?
Help!
Anyway, yeah, and Jameson's Closet, good point too. Maybe your sales will go down a little bit, but it's a good time to really be like building up your listings, building up your inventory for the fourth quarter. It's never too early to start kind of building that up, because you want to have tons of listings ready to go. Good stuff. You want to have good stuff, but you want to have tons of listings ready
Red Hill Vintage, thanks for t-shirt motivation. Just sold Pink Floyd 94 tour t-shirt for $180 in one day.
That is awesome. Very
all
cool.
Your advice over the last year. That's an awesome sale.
Very cool. Hip Flip and Mama. Yeah, you didn't even have to super chat. You just got a free one. In fact, I'm gonna put down that you owe us one giant super chat, because you just got a really cool free song. Just kidding. Anyway.
All right.
I just felt like I owed you, Mama, because I did tease you with a t-shirt that I found this week that I knew you would want. I knew you would want, but I also knew it was going to be out of your price range. So there you go. That's what my guilt is giving you a free super chat.
There you go.
So there you go. All right. So do we want to talk about our sales for this last week? Sales highlights.
Sales highlights.
Sales week highlights of the week.
Dial it back a little, sister.
No. Jesus. Hey, I'd like to take a poll. How many of you need me to dial it back? Yeah, that's one against everybody else.
Damn it.
Anyway, so remember, guys, we always share our eBay store links down below. We share our Etsy store links down below. At any time, you can totally go full on single white female stalker creeper on us, and you can watch all of our sales show up. We don't have our eBay store set up to where you can't see what our solds are or anything like that. You can like monitor us like a crazy fool. So don't just take our word for it. When we're showing our numbers, of course, we're just going to show you our highlights, the best stuff that we think the most fun. We're the most fun for the last week. But you can always
see. Barry says, a little bit. Dial it back a little bit.
No, not going to happen. Never. You can tell me what to do, Barry. All right.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was kind of funny for like 2 seconds, and then I was over it. And now I'm going to go right back there. Stop it.
Oh my God. I can't today.
All right, I'm doing the screen share right now.
For those of you that are parents, do you remember what it's like when your kid's little and they're like 2 and 3 and they're like spazzing out like they just had a whole bunch of Kool-Aid, and you are you've got the flu or something, and you're home alone trying to take care of the spazzy toddler. They know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, the Google Hangouts is like being weird on me. So I hope that people can our show's still going right now. I'm getting like a wheel of death going on here.
This is what it's like with Katie today right now.
You're so rude. You're so rude. Hey guys, I'm asking right now, Is everything still going okay? Because I'm trying to do a screen share and it's not letting me do it. So I'm not really sure what the problem is here. It just says it's not responding. So yeah, going good, but we just.
Yep, seems fine.
I'm attempting to.
They're just looking at us while you're trying to do that right now.
Well, I know, because I mean, I don't really know what to do with it. Just hold on. Give me a second, guys. Just give me a second here. Because it's just the little wheels just going. I don't really know.
Well, Google Chrome is not responding. So.
All right, so if we're going all right, we can just go ahead and go into our hauls.
Yeah, we'll do our haul first, and we can come back to this and see what happens. How's that? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. All right, let's do that. Why don't you start first?
You want me to start first?
Your stuff is closer.
Because why?
Because your stuff is closer to you.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. All right, guys.
Letitia says blurry. Thought it was my contacts. It could have been. Oh, cataracts, she said. Sorry. See, yeah, that's my contacts. I can't read. I can't see.
Could have been. All right, so.
Leslie says, yeah, all we can do is see you struggling. Thanks. Thanks, Leslie. Yeah. Thanks for the support.
Thank you. Anyway, okay, so guys, as you know, I have a guy who I've been every week getting bundle buys from. He's over in Pennsylvania. I think he's in the Pittsburgh area, since I do get a lot of Pittsburgh stuff from him. And so every week it's like I have to watch like when he posts stuff in the streetwear group that I'm in with him. I have to watch for when he posts like bundles, and then I go, oh, I want that. And so I've been doing that every week. And this week I got my bundle from him on Monday, and I sent him a message. And I'm like, hey, let's talk about just making this a regular thing. I don't want to have to like, because I'm not on, the truth is I'm not really on Facebook that much, or on Instagram. And so I know I miss a lot of stuff. And a lot of times I'll see him post something that I wish I could have bought, and it will have already sold. And I'm like, I can't sit here and be monitoring Facebook. And so I told him, I'm like, listen, let's just have a standing order, and I'll pay up even a little bit more than I would normally for a bundle. But I don't want any filler. I don't want any kids stuff. I don't want any shoes. I don't want any hats. So basically I mainly just want t-shirts, sweatshirts, and then jackets if they're in really, really good condition. And so we kind of started that. I paid him on Monday. I think my first box of that regular bundle is going to be coming within the next few days, or maybe the beginning of next week. And we're going to be doing it every single week. But the last box I got from him, not only did I get some cool stuff, he just like threw in a little extra for no reason. Just like a little extra on top.
Stuff.
I opened up and I'm like, I don't remember this being in this bundle. You guys, like what? Look at this thing. This is an amazing.
That's a heck of an extra.
I know, right? Well, I've been buying for a while. This is an amazing Washington Redskins starter jacket, vintage 90s starter jacket. In excellent condition, nice big heavy jacket. Now, is this going to move a little slower because it's getting warm and maybe people aren't going to be buying this kind of stuff? Maybe. I don't know. I sell jackets all through the summer, so it doesn't really matter to me. But that could be why he wanted to move it, because of the way he does his sales. But anyway, this awesome starter jacket, just a little extra thrown on top. And
free.
I love having building relationships with other sellers.
It's really, honestly, it's super clean. There is no wear to this. I think that it's a little smudge on one sleeve that's like barely noticeable,
and that's like literally I just need to like wash it and rinse it off real quick. It's just dirt, a little bit of dirt in that one spot. But yeah, it's in excellent condition. It's really nice. It's got like the zipper pull and everything that sometimes will be missing on these. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm gonna get that listed right away.
It will be winter in Australia. Yep, Sandy's right.
It's true. I just sold a down jacket to somebody here in the U.S. today, so I'm waiting for him to pay on that. But so it doesn't really matter. All right, a couple more jackets. This is something I got at Buffalo Exchange. This awesome. The company is Manitowoc. I'm assuming there's some sort of I can't see my camera because of this stupid screen thing that's going on right now. It's some sort of like equipment company or something like that, but this is a vintage 80s. You can see this King Louis Pro Fit. It's got the amazing buffalo plaid lining to it. But what's really awesome is look at the back. I think it's pretty sweet. Got some crane action going on back there. Some embroidered crane action.
What are you going to price the Redskins jacket?
Oh, the Redskins jacket? Oh, that'll probably be like 100.
150, I thought.
No, not 150. Probably that one. I mean, I'm gonna have to look. I don't know what the comps are for that particular team, but I'm gonna say like at least 100. But again, remember, guys, Washington Redskins can't list it on Etsy. I can only list that on eBay. because they don't allow the word Redskins on the Etsy platform. So if you try to list anything with that team, it's going to get pulled. But anyway, this is a pretty sweet jacket. I don't know, probably sells for like $50, but I need to do my research. Yeah, it does. It matches my hat. See, I just need to turn it inside out and wear it. What do you think? You like that?
Don't encourage her. See, Sunny says 145. I think 145 sounds good.
I don't know what's happening with our
Manitowoc is in Wisconsin. Yeah, isn't that the town that Stephen Avery is from, or something like that? And that whole killer. What's that? The Making a Murder.
I don't know where
is that his town?
I don't know. I was like, it's how Sunny throws out.
I thought that was the town from Making a Murderer.
It's Candace. It's because of
it's considered a derogatory term
because the word Redskins is not considered okay.
It's not politically correct.
Well, I mean, we talked about this before. Let's be honest. I don't even think it's like a PC thing. Like you wouldn't call somebody that.
But I understand that.
It's the name of a team, but
here we go. They stop correcting me.
Ooh, snippity snappity. Anyway, so that team is the only one that they won't let you do that on. But anyway. One more jacket, and then we'll go to you. This is a Boeing 747 team jacket. Look at that. Touch it. Touch it.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, but it's amazing. Look at that embroidery, guys. I think this jacket's pretty amazing. I believe I got this at Buffalo Exchange as well. It's a 747 team. There's a Q on there, so I don't know if it's Q team. Hawthorne Center Commercial Aircraft Division. Northrop. Is it Grumman? Anyway, I need to do my research on this, but Boeing stuff usually does really, really well. I would imagine, I don't know how much I'm going to price this at. I've been hoping I can get like 100 for it, but we'll see. We'll see.
So it's from Manitowoc County. Yeah, see, I knew it was from the Avery was from. I knew that town came from somewhere in that Making a Murderer series. I knew what I was talking about.
Anyway, Kara, no, I'm not going to try to like get around anything as far as that goes, but I don't know what is happening with our screen here. Okay, guys, bear with me. I have to, this is like totally all wonked out now, so don't go anywhere. Give us a minute. Stay put. Hold tight. I have to close this one window out. If I can't, if it'll even let me do it at this point.
We may have to. Did you just lose all of those windows?
No, I did not lose all of them. We're still going right now, but it's just not letting us. Let's see if we're back. Are we back? Are we back? Guys,
I don't know.
That was scary.
Are we back?
I think we might be back. I think everybody hung out. I think everybody hung in there.
Did we lose you? Are we there?
I think it's trying. I think we're back.
All right, we're back.
I think we got it, guys. All right. It seriously, like,
it was close.
It closed, like the entire Google Chrome, like all crashed. So like all of our windows that we have our stuff up in everything went away, and then we brought it back and somehow it magically restored. I don't know. But anyway, okay, so
let's do our solds, and then we can
get rid of all that stuff. All right, guys. Sorry for all the craziness of this. Showed you a few of our haul stuff. Now we're gonna get back to our sold highlights. Let's see if we can make this work.
If we're fuzzy, what you should do is hit refresh on your screen, because we're not fuzzy on this end, and we can see the replay. So that should help.
There we go. Look at that, guys. Bam.
Woo! Finally.
All right, this is
all right. Oh, so this is me. So I've been all about shoes for me the past couple weeks for whatever reason. I have a ton of shoes listed, but I've been selling very quickly. I've had some quick turnaround on some newer shoes. So these were listed for less than a week. They rolled into a sale that I had going on. I paid $5 for them. They sold for what you see there in less than a week.
You sold like 3 pairs from that one.
I've sold most of them. I have like 2 pair left.
That's crazy.
I purchased like 8 pairs of shoes from this woman for $5 a piece.
And I was the one that kind of grabbed them all. Yep. I was like, here, get these ones, even though I wasn't entirely sure. And then there was a little bit of regret afterwards, like maybe we made the wrong decision.
I've sold all but 2 pairs so far. Yeah. So these sold for $73. Quick and easy. These were used. These were pre-owned. Almost all of the shoes that I did purchase from her were new or new without box. These were pre-owned, but they're still in great shape.
Oh yeah.
And sold for $72.96 for and they went into these did go pirate ship because they were size like 13, almost 4, yes, 13 and a half. So they didn't fit into a padded flat rate mailer because they're really lightweight, but
with men's shoes, it's tough. You can't really. I mean, it's got to be like
they were too big. So
under 9.
They had to go into. They went pirate ship cubic shipping.
Yeah,
$8.92 to ship those. They were cubic 2.
All right. So now we got. Ooh. All right. So this is my first one. What's funny about this T-shirt is I had grabbed this. I was assuming that I was going to trade it in at Buffalo, and Vicky actually swooped in and said, hey, I don't know what it was that you sold. Was it a camo one, or what was there? Just a Ted Nugent one?
Just a Ted Nugent one that I had picked up from Barry, actually.
Yeah, so this one was not, it's not vintage or anything, but, or no, I think it's like early 2000s, so I think is what the date on it was. Anyway, early 2000s, and so I sold it for $50. I took an offer for $50. Like I wasn't even going to try to sell it myself. I was just going to trade it in and get maybe like $6 credit from Buffalo Exchange, and bam, sold it for $50. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Leoman, what? $5 for Happy Cinco de Mayo. You know what? We don't have any Cinco de Mayo plans at all. I think I've got some salsa and I've got some stale chips. So I might eat some of those. But I think that's fair enough because I mean, come on, it's not really a real. I know it's just an American holiday, pretty much. You know that it's kind of like with St. Patty's Day. You know, where it's just really just an excuse for white people to eat tacos
and drink
tequila. But anyway, Leo, and $5 super chat. Woohoo! I'm gonna do your dance right now. I'm not be able to see it. Here's a super chat. Here's a super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's a super chat. Here's a super chat. Woo, woo, woo. And Leo been coming in early. He usually likes to swoop in right at the end of the show.
Right at the last minute.
Anyway, all right. Let's go to your next one.
All right. So yeah, more shoes. So these, I did take an offer on these. So these did not sell for the $95 you see there. I did take an offer on these. They weren't listed very long. I showed these in a haul. I'm not too sure when, maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe as many as, I don't even know, 2 months ago. Anyway, I took an offer for these for $75 because they're going to Arizona. So it's only one state over. So it's going to be like under $8 to ship them, when normally they're fairly big and heavy to ship. So I took an offer for $75. I paid $15 for them. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's true. You really, Jill, you never need an excuse to eat tacos. I'm with you 1
Yeah, no, never.
%. Well, sometimes you're like, man, I had tacos yesterday. I don't want tacos again. And I'm like,
not from the same place.
Who even are you? Okay.
Nick, we live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So not California. So we live in Las Vegas, so it's like one state over to ship something to Arizona.
Yeah. Okay, so here is my Les Mis sweatshirt that I listed. It really hasn't been listed for that long, maybe like a few weeks, I think. I sold it for $83.99, and I actually sold it to somebody in Canada, so they paid shipping. So guys, this is another one of those items that tends to, I feel like a lot of times people price it too low. These like vintage 80s Les Miserables t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. They really sell quite well. And so yeah, 84 bucks plus they paid an extra, I don't know, it was going to Canada, so like $15 to get it shipped. It costs, so yeah, I think I got like over $100 from them just to buy this sweatshirt. Pretty sweet. Next for you.
Nice. This one did take a little while to sell. I had this listed super high. I took an offer for this. I took an offer for $90 on this. I paid about $15 and I sold for $90, just because it had been sitting around for a while. I think I had him for about 4 months, 5 months or so. I think I probably could have held out if I waited until Q4 again, but I wasn't feeling like it. Mm-hmm. So I had 15 bucks in again and $90.
Very good, very good. Apparently I'm giving Allison a headache because she's sick and grumpy. Allison,
it's okay. She gives me a headache every day, Allison.
So
I understand.
Rude, so rude. Well, Allison is
loud.
Currently dying from the flu, and I would say that my voice is probably not the one to listen to, and you need to be soothed through your sickness. So I apologize that I am exacerbating your feelings right now.
Sandy says, no tacos today. Hubby just smoked a brisket. I'm on my way.
Well, I think aren't they in
I think she's in San Diego right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a drive to get over there.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drive in when she's here in town.
All right, guys. My first big sale from my Hoarder House tees that I bought. So I bought like 30 different t-shirts from there. This was one of my favorite ones. Well, my favorite one was that Wizard of Oz one, but this one was pretty cool too. And I have to tell you, I was a little disappointed when I went and looked up the comps because I was all like, 1986, Kenny Rogers, holy cannoli. And I was super excited about it. And
I just want you to know that was Katie toning her screaming down right there. I could actually feel her not scream that 1986. I could totally feel.
Was that your impression of me? 1986.
That was you being quiet with it.
Whatever. Anyway, when I looked up the comps, I was like, really? Like these all sell? So many of them were selling for like around like $30, maybe $40 at the most. And I really thought it should go for a lot more than that. And you know what, guys? What did I do? I didn't listen to those stinking comps. Those comps can't tell me what to do. And I sold it for $70. So I was super excited that my Kenny Rogers t-shirt went to somebody for $70. So there you go.
Woohoo! Do I sound excited?
There you go. All right. Next one for you.
Allison's going to put you on closed captioning.
Yep.
That should be interesting.
She's sick.
Okay, so excuse my terrible photos. You know how you guys know me. My pics are what they are. Anyway, so I paid $8. This is one of my Lululemon finds from when we were in visiting Katie's family in Oregon back in February. Paid $8 for this, and it sold for the price that you see there, $112.46.
Crazy.
Free shipping, first class. It's super tiny and very light. It weighs like 6 ounces. Super little.
Kara says she just smoked something too, not brisket. And I think she's talking about the Mary Jane. What do you think?
The reefer.
She's probably talking about the reefer. The reefer madness going on right now. All right, guys, what was it? Just last week, I showed the 3 Adidas track jackets that I bought. It was a different guy in my streetwear group that I'm in, and I bought 3 dead stock Adidas track suits, not vintage, but they're all Adidas originals. I paid, they were $110 for all 3, and then I paid another $5 so that he would send me an invoice instead of doing, because I wanted an invoice, not friends and family. So I paid $115 for 3 tracksuits. I sold this one first within, I don't know, they were only up for maybe a few days. It's only been a week now. So sold it for the full sale price there, $125.99 for this one. And then I went back and forth a couple times on this one. And I had this one priced a little lower just because of the color. I really felt like, because I'd gotten the red ones, if you guys remember the red ones, those brown ones with the gold, and then these blue ones. And just looking at comps and stuff like that, I priced this one a little bit lower, but I went back and forth with a buyer, and they're in Australia. And so I ended up accepting an offer for $90. So they actually ended up paying, once they paid for shipping and everything, it was $125 for them as well. I just have to pay for the shipping out of that. So I am going to get about $100 altogether for the second one. So basically I paid $115 for 3. I've now sold 2 of them for over $200. And so I'm already making money off of them. And now I just have to sell the red ones, which those have like a few watches on them as well. So I should be able to sell those pretty quickly. So
nice.
Thank you, Kara. I hate taking pictures of pants. I hate dealing with pants, but I will for some cool tracksuit action. So this is kind of how I go with my layout look for those. All right, next one's for you.
So these I actually showed in the haul last weekend. I had purchased these at a garage sale last weekend for $5. They were new. I knew they would sell. They sold within 1 day. I took an offer for $100 and they sold in 1 day.
That's crazy.
And I haven't even shipped them yet because I listed them Thursday. They sold. Oh, I listed them Friday. They sold Saturday, yesterday, and I'll ship them tomorrow.
Very nice. All right. So speaking of Barry, who was very unsupportive of me and my excited nature today. This is a t-shirt.
Tell you to chill a little bit.
This is a t-shirt. Well, I mean, Barry, I will say Barry is one of the most laid back dudes ever. So I could see that maybe, somebody
He's pretty chill.
Somebody a little too wily and jumping around would probably get a little old. But anyway, the Hootie the Blowfish, this t-shirt, I believe I showed this in one of our sourcing videos. I bought, this is one of those sales where I bought a whole bunch of stuff from like the back of his car. And
one of the many.
I believe I bought this at the same time I bought the Metallica t-shirts, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, I bought a bunch of stuff from him on this day. And this Hootie the Blowfish, I remember it was one I didn't really have a chance to like look at comps or anything. I think I paid him like $25 for it. Even though I wasn't sure. And I gotta be honest, if you look at comps for this t-shirt and this era, they're not super high. But again, what did I do?
You don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention to that. I don't listen to that. No comps are gonna tell me what to do. So I priced it real high. I had some watchers on it. And then I believe it was earlier yesterday, somebody offered me, they really lowballed me and they offered me $133.
Seriously?
And, yeah, $133. I accepted. They paid right away. So I already got paid on it. So I'm going to be shipping this out tomorrow. But man, I love getting offers like that. It's like I just sold earlier. I said something about a down jacket I sold. That one I had listed for like $153.99, and I got an offer for $145 today. Like I love when people make an offer and it's just like a few bucks less than what you have it listed at. I don't know why they do it. It's like they just want to feel like they got like a little bit of a deal. But I took $133 for this 1995 Hootie the Blowfish. Hootie. Next one for you.
Another white on white, but although this one is actually an off-white, it's more of a winter white or cream color. This was part of a bunch of St. John items that I purchased at an estate sale a few months ago, probably, I guess, around 6 months or so ago now. This was the last of the items to sell. I did take an offer on this for $100. I had originally paid $10 for it. And I think I'd put an Instagram post up. I believe I'd spent around $275 on all of the St. John pieces that I had purchased, and they sold for well over $2,000 in total. And it took fewer than 6 months to sell all of them.
I think my favorite part of the story is that this was the second day of this estate sale, and you went in
and they would not negotiate, by the way, at all. And I'm a good negotiator, but they were like, nope, you're paying what we ask. And I was like, all right.
But it was the second day, and all the stuff was there that was like so flippable, and nobody had bought it yet. So it's like, I know I'm definitely somebody where I'm like, if I don't go on the first day, I feel like all the good stuff's going to be gone. And probably most of the kind of stuff that I would buy would be. But when it comes to like women's stuff, there's probably a lot of people who go to an estate sale and they don't really necessarily know about this kind of clothing. and maybe they wouldn't want to spend as much as you did on it.
Right. They were asking anywhere from $10 to $20 per item. And it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that because realistically, St. John is very expensive and very high end. And they were nice pieces that they had. It wasn't just the cheaper St. John line.
Right.
And there are different levels of St. John clothing.
But a lot of people are going to go to a sale like that. How much did you say they were a piece?
Anywhere from $10 to $20 a piece.
And a lot of people don't want to spend that kind of money on, you know, they want to get like, that's where I feel like people hold themselves back when they have that mentality of like, they want everything for a buck.
I mean, I probably could have waited for the third day and maybe stuff would have still been there, but I wasn't going to chance it. It was good stuff. And I left a lot behind and I kick myself in the ass for it now, but I left a lot behind that day. But they had some stuff priced real high.
You only wanted to put so much capital out without knowing how fast it was going to move.
That's really it, yeah.
So, all right, guys, for anybody who's saying that the pictures in the video or anything that's blurred,
we can see our screen.
There's a couple of things you can do.
You need to refresh your on your end,
or you can also go in and change the you change, what do they call it, the resolution or whatever. If you have it set to HD and maybe it's trying to get HD but it's not coming through HD, you can like bump it down to 720 or whatever, and a lot of times that will make it a lot better. Because there are a lot of people who are saying that it's totally clear on their end. So the signal's going out okay. You got something going on your end.
And I have my phone playing on the phone right in front of me, so I see the feed. So I can tell if it were blurry, I can see the actual feed.
Can you give a little bit more information about the different St. John lines and values? Do you know?
Well, okay, so St. John's Bay is the cheap line of nothing to do with St. John. It's the cheap line of clothing that's sold at JCPenney. So a lot of people can mistake the two. There's St. John Collection. There's St. John Evening. There is St. John by Marie Gray. There is St. John Sport. So there's all different brand names. The St. John Evening and St. John Collection, and I believe there's another one like St. John Elegant or something like that. There are 2 or 3 that are the higher end of the spectrum. There's the Marie Gray and Marie Gray Sport are the lower end, which by lower end I'm still saying $50 to $60, even up to $75 on basic staple pieces. But what St. John is known for is this. It's all sweater material. It's called Santana knit is what it is. It's heavyweight sweater material clothing. It's blazers, it's pants, it's skirts, it's shorts, it's jackets, it's wraps, it's all those types of things, all made out of that same type of material with big bulky and elaborate like buttons and clasps and things like that. And that's really what it's all about. It's basically very high-end old lady clothing.
Pretty much.
That's really what it is.
Pretty much. All right, so I'm going into my Etsy sales here. So back to stuff I got from Barry. This is actually from a bulk buy that I did from him. He kind of had a set price for, and I was, went through everything and picked like a number of pieces. And, so I think I had to pick like, I don't remember what it was, 25 pieces or something like that for a set amount, or 20 pieces for a set amount. And so really it ended up being like an average of $12 per piece. And what's funny is this particular shirt, I was kind of like, I had grabbed at the time and I was like, like if I was out shopping on my own and I came across this, I wouldn't pay $12 for it. Like I wouldn't go like, oh, I got to go buy, this is definitely worth $12. It's just I got it as part of this bulk buy. And so I was a little bit like, maybe I shouldn't have even grabbed this shirt. But I mean, just look at it. It's like absolutely destroyed. The sleeves are cut off. The collar's cut off. It is from 1989. It's 1989 Jack Daniels t-shirt. Single stitch, totally faded. It is rough. It's rough looking. Doesn't even have like a tag in it. I have right in here. It says,
I would have tossed that shirt if I had found
faded,
it. I would have even listed that.
Yeah. So I went ahead and listed it. I was like, whatever. And again, I basically because of what I paid for the whole bundle, if I average it out, I paid about $12 for it. Which I still don't know that I would pay $12 for it, but I was like shocked when it like already sold. And I'm like, seriously? Like I've had it listed for a couple of weeks. I sold for $35.99. So when I buy it again for $12, generally I don't buy, I do buy a lot of t-shirts like at Buffalo Exchange. I'll pay $12 for a t-shirt, but it's usually a t-shirt that I think I'm going to sell for at least $45, not necessarily for $35.99. But seriously, guys, somebody paid $35.99 for this absolutely destroyed, faded,
Ugly.
bleached, sleeveless, collarless, just jacked up Jack Daniels t-shirt, $35.99. I don't even know who's buying it. I don't know who's going to be wearing it. I would love to see the final outfit from this because.
Oh no, that's like.
I mean, I could see.
Yeah, I
could
like maybe Joe Dirt wearing that.
I actually, the only thing I could picture is maybe like a girl, like a super like doing that whole fashion thing where you have like the destroyed t-shirt on and like kind of like, I don't even know what's that called. What's that style called? Where you're wearing kind of like a.
Well, where they've got the little like bralette shirt under it, and it's like a little super skinny girl wearing that destroyed shirt, and like, yeah, I can see maybe. But
like all
maybe
her makeup's on point and everything, you know. Like I can kind of see that, like hanging out at Coachella, but in like her like ridiculous effed up Jack Daniels t-shirt. I don't know. Maybe it's worth $35.99. Somehow it happened. You tell me.
Yeah, that's probably the only way it would work. I don't know. All right, so I've talked about this a couple of times on different parts of this. I had purchased this whole vintage Commodore setup at an estate sale for $75. I've now sold 3 parts of it for over $700. And I still have 1 piece left. So I'm averaging, basically I paid about $20 for this piece. It sold for $275. I did take an offer. It's actually, I didn't take an offer. It sold for $275 because it was on sale, and the buyer paid $50 shipping, and it was actually didn't go too far over. I think I made an extra $20 on shipping because it went to Washington. So, yeah, I actually took a bunch of photos of the progression of the packaging of that on my Instagram this week. So it was pretty interesting. But it was not that difficult to ship. All you've got to have is some good packaging materials and some good boxes, and you can ship anything. And me. And another set of hands for sure.
All right. We're just like on a roll with stuff I scored from Barry. So, and this is just, some of these things I'm showing you because it's like sometimes this stuff surprises you. Like I got this jacket because I thought it was a cool jacket, but to be honest, I looked at it because he was showing us a whole bunch of different stuff at this time. This is probably from like a month or so ago. And, at first glance, this was a cool jacket, but then I looked more closely at it, and it's got, if you look right here on the back down below, it's got it's not really holes. I don't know what you would call this. It's
somebody like rubbed it against some concrete or something.
Yeah. So it's sort of got holes, or it's just, it's not good. It doesn't look so great right there. Otherwise it was fine. It was just that one, you can see it right here. And
had some condition issues. Picture.
Yeah. And so, I listed it. So I remember
Lori says your picture is awesome, by the way.
I'm gonna pick my picture. Well, thank you. Anyway, so when I was looking at it, I remember looking at it and being like, yeah, I'm not going to get this one because I just didn't want to spend the money on it. And then I think he was like, I'll give it to you for 10, or I don't remember what it was, but he kind of either you threw it in or gave it to me for 10. And I was like, fine, I'll take it. Plus it's not like it's like an amazing brand or anything. This is just like the NBA, whatever. It's
a good looking print. It's a good looking jacket.
Cool.
It's just not a super high end one.
Yeah. So I wasn't really holding out a whole lot of hope that it was going to go for a lot. But I went ahead and listed it, and let's just see what happened. Go over here and look on Flipper Tools. Again, you guys can use this website for free to be able to check out what stuff actually sold for. And this jacket sold for $69.99. So, yeah. And the buyer that bought it, like they bought it and then they were like, I really need this by the end of the week or whatever it was. And they were asking, is there any way I can get this sent out right away? And the thing is, because of when they ordered it, I was already sending it out that morning. And because it was over a pound, I was already sending it priority. So I was like, no problem. It's going out right now, priority. And they were like super, super happy with how it went. So $70.
And you really weren't doing anything special. They just thought you were.
I wasn't. But I mean, I might have done it anyway, even if it was like under a pound just because of the price they paid. I would have paid up. But it was just nice to be able to accommodate them, or at least make them feel like they were being accommodated.
All right.
All right, next one. This one's your last one.
Yeah, so this is one, I took a screenshot of this just because it was easier than pulling up, 5 different sold listings to show you guys. So we went to Goodwill a couple of weeks ago, and I picked up a bunch of vintage Tiki Polynesian record albums. Now, almost all of the record albums were in crappy condition as far as their cases. They're worn, they're faded, they're split on the seams, but they have fantastic graphics on them. And a lot of people are into the whole Tiki scene, right? It's kind of a thing. So what I like to do is I like to buy them when you can get them cheap enough and lot them up. And when you lot them up, people buy them in lots, right? So I actually had these listed for less than a week. And I paid $1 a piece for these albums. And one person actually made me an offer for all of them, all of the lots that I had listed. And she bought all of them. And they shipped media mail. So it was about $9 shipping for media mail. And I have, how many, what did I have there? 27 albums. Yeah. So I have $27 invested in them, and they sold for $115 minus the 27 minus the $10 shipping. So you know, they're pretty easy to photograph. You take a, you know, you take the picture of the lot, you take a picture of the front and the back of each album, and there you go. And all I do I play them and test them all? Absolutely not. I visually inspect, make sure there's no deep gouges on them, make sure the record album matches the sleeve. And what I put in there is guaranteed to play without a skip. So if the album comes back to me, I don't grade them, I don't do any of that crap. They're paying pennies for it. It's not a collectible, it's not in collector's condition. If they come back to me and say this record skips or it has, you know, big gouge in it or anything like that, I'll refund them for the album. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yep. All right, last one for me, this Minnesota Twins t-shirt. What's crazy about this t-shirt is I literally listed it, and I believe it was sold by the next morning. I think I listed it. Yeah, it was like I listed it in the evening, and it was already sold by the next morning. I was like, what? Seriously? Because I sell lots of sports t-shirts. I sell a lot of, like, you know, I come across a lot of like championship ones and stuff like this. So, you know, it wasn't necessarily anything like super special on its own, but the thing with sports stuff like this, it's like you got the fan who wants this certain t-shirt and they want it in a certain size, and they come across it and they're going to buy it. So this is, again, another Etsy sale. And man, you guys, I may not sell as quickly on Etsy, but I definitely sell at higher price points on Etsy.
Same.
So let's see what I sold it for. Bam, $69.99. This means that I had it listed on eBay for $99.99
for a t-shirt.
For a t-shirt, and then on eBay it goes 30% off, so it becomes $69.99. So a lot of times I'll have the same prices. It just depends. But yeah, I was feeling nostalgic. My dad's from Minnesota, and I remember when I was a kid, we lived in Oregon, but I remember the series happening. Because it was a big deal, because my dad didn't really watch baseball a lot, but we watched it this year because we wanted to watch the Twins play. And so it just gave me a happy, warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And so I
just wanted to correct something in the chat. Vintage Fiend says it's not a 90s jacket. By the way, nobody said that was a 90s jacket.
Which one? No,
the Bulls jacket.
I think it had, well, I sold it on Etsy. But I think I said it was 90s because I wasn't really sure with that one. But if it's not 90s, not 90s.
I don't think you said it was, because it was a more recent.
Yeah, but I had it listed on Etsy, and technically Etsy, it has to be 99 or before. So
I think that was early 2000s label.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yes, Vintage Fiend is correct. So anyway, sold this t-shirt for $70 in one day. Didn't even take a while for it to happen. So
wow,
let's go ahead and stop our screen share.
Crazy.
Anyways, with that jacket, I wasn't sure. And so if I'm not sure, sometimes I'll just say it's 90s, because it's like I'm not entirely sure, because just because it's made in China doesn't mean that it wasn't made in the 90s. There's a lot of stuff that was made in China in the 90s, like Tommy Hilfiger, some stuff. So you can't really be sure. But I'm going to go with the person called the Vintage Fiend and say that they might know more than me. So I'm willing to say, I don't know. But that's what I had it listed for. So,
all right. So yeah. I'm gonna get started with some of my haul.
Okay, go for it.
Because we're already hitting the 3 o'clock mark.
Yay,
so whatever. I'll do some of my smaller stuff first, because everything I have is huge. Sorry, guys, for the most part. So this is a cool find. If you don't know what this is, this is a fez. This is called a.
Now I know you're trying to move things along quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just talk about the fact that this is from that garage sale?
Mm-hmm.
There was a garage sale. If you guys haven't watched the sourcing video, it's actually linked down below. We went to this garage sale. Last week we went to garage sales, and I was all like, oh yeah, this is our first week not having No Pants Friday. I'm going to take you all day. You can go as many garage sales as you want to. We go out. She's all excited because I've like committed to like taking her to all these yard sales. And I don't know, you found like barely anything. You were really
crappy garage
you were
sale
so
day.
bummed out. So then this week, we go, and I just like pull up the yard sale app, and I just kind of randomly picked a place. And this was literally the first place we went to. You dropped $250 in one place to get like stuff that you're probably going to make a couple thousand off of.
Yeah, and I could have spent more.
Just nuts, absolutely nuts. That's where I did the creepy drive-by, and you can see all the stuff piled up in this garage.
You really can if you watch the video. You can't see it.
You can kind of see. You can't see the details, but you can kind of see. I don't need you naysaying me right now.
You really can't.
Oh, okay, you go ahead.
So this is a fez. It's a Shriner's hat. It's exactly what someone said in Uptown Bug. So Deb says this is a Shriner's hat. It's this is one of the older ones. So if you take a look at some of the details on this, it has the pin that holds the tassel down, which is heavily enameled and bejeweled, and it's got the gold thread and it's old rhinestones. It's actually a really, really nice one. This
like a rhinestone fez hat.
So I paid.
Song?
Am I gonna get to fucking talk today? I'm gonna put her in a timeout.
That. Allison has a headache.
I'm gonna put her in a timeout today. Seriously.
So
I don't think I've gotten through
Somebody's children are watching right now.
I don't know why their children are watching a thrifting show. Anyway, I paid $3. This is one of the nicer ones. I think I'm going to get about $75 for this one. It's actually really nice, and it's heavily jeweled. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I have it listed for $99 or best offer, but I think I'll probably get about $75 for it.
Okay.
Generally, they sell for around. They're really popular in the whole Tiki culture too. I'm not, and it is for Shriners. It's a Shriner's hat, but generally they sell for between $40 and $50. But the more ornate, the better. Swear jar. Please.
Pictures are What?
Can we go on with the show?
I'm just giggling.
Do you want to finish by yourself? Because you can.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it's like a child. All right, so I picked this up at the same garage sale. Anybody remember this little guy? It's like the Jolly Green Giant Sprout. The little. It's a talking alarm clock from the early 80s. I thought he was really cute.
He was pretty cute.
I paid $3 for him. Some people sell it really cheap, but I think I can get about $40 for it.
So what you're saying is you're not going to listen to those comps? You're not going to let those comps tell you what to do?
No, I'm not going to let those comps tell me what to do. Carrie and I are doing Sunday dinner dishes, but she knows she is never to repeat what Katie and Vicky say. Oh, that one doesn't make it. Sorry, Carrie.
That's pretty good.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so that's two little things. Let's see. All right, all of my stuff is super heavy.
Don't lift with her back. Use your knees. You see how she's bad? That's bad. Poor form. Poor form.
I know. So this is something that I paid up for. I paid $100 for this.
Holy cannoli!
So this is This is a vintage, almost antique, 1930s 5-cent slot machine. They weren't called slot machines back then. It was more of they were called a trade stimulator.
Ooh, that sounds dirty.
They were on the countertops at bars and things like that. And you would, this was for gumballs, and sometimes there were cigarettes and things like that.
Do they even know how many free nickels you got? Look at the nickels. There's like 25 cents in there.
Yeah. So I paid, and it's Art Deco style. So now when they're restored, depending on the brand, you can get a couple $1,000s for them. This particular one is complete, and it has all the different stuff in it. It does not have the back, so that is going to deplete the value on it. But I still think I can get about $300 to $400 for it, because it has a lot of the parts. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And actually, Kara was the one that spotted that.
Oh yeah, this is that same garage sale. There was so much stuff. They were just pulling everything out when we got there, So, you know, Kara and I were like looking around and like kind of looking at stuff and poking at stuff, and it was fun.
All right, you want to go now?
Can we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do some sweatshirts now. This is one that I got at. My stuff's so boring once you start busting out the hard goods.
I got some real cool
sorry
stuff
guys.
this week.
Sorry. Anyway, but I always have fun when I go with her because then I get to buy stuff that I don't have to deal with. I don't have to sell it. I don't take pictures of it, but I get to like scout it out for her. So it's always fun. But this is from Buffalo Exchange. I think I paid like $12 for it. I think this is a really cool sweatshirt. But what I wanted to say is when I got this, and you can back me up on this, it was covered in pilling. It was super, super pilly. And so it just made it look kind of raggedy.
It looked really dingy, and now it looks like it's brand new.
Yeah, it looks really super dingy. But when I got it, I looked everywhere. I didn't see any stains. It just was, the whole thing was all pilly. And so I just busted out my handy little, I got, you know, if you guys don't have a sweater shaver, you should. I got one of these. And so when I'm doing all my clothing prep, you know, I'll go through and if there's anything that needs to be shaved, I'll use that. And I just went and did the whole thing. And it was like, bam, brand new sweatshirt. This is just a really cool, probably 80s Miami Hurricanes sweatshirt. And I think it turned out pretty fantabulous.
Yeah, Greg, we are close to Rick's Restoration, but what you may or may not know about places like Rick's Restoration and you know, Danny Coker's Counting Cars show and things like that, they are years backed up on taking clients. My very good friend is one of the welders at Danny Coker's shop. So not only are they years behind, their prices are 1,000 times higher than actual retail prices to have somebody do something for, because they have celebrity status.
Candace, as far as the sweater shavers go, I've never ruined something with one of these. And when it comes to, if you're using it on sweatshirts, I mean, sweatshirts, never a problem. The only time you might want to be a little bit careful is if you're doing an actual sweater, and depending on what kind of knit it is.
It depends on the sweater, but most sweaters are fine.
Yeah, most of the time you're fine. But sweatshirts, because there'll be sweatshirts that just look kind of, like she said, like kind of dingy, and they just don't look so great. But if you can use one of these, it'll freshen it right up and make it look great. So.
Right. Yeah, it made a big difference, actually. That sweater looked gross. That sweatshirt looked gross.
Yeah, it did. But you know what? They got it, and they probably
Sonny, can you use that on your legs? I don't know that it would work. It might hurt. It might be like that Epa lady that was in the 90s or 80s. That thing was rotten.
All right, so next sweatshirt I got, this was from a Sabres. And I was pretty stoked to find this because this is a brand new with tags, Thrasher magazine sweatshirt, and these are pretty popular. They always have the t-shirts, the used t-shirts at like Buffalo Exchange, but I found this at Sabres. I actually paid $20 for it, but I should be able to, I think I'll be able to sell it for like around 80 because I have it, it's new with tags, it's like the flames and everything on the front of it. Really cool sweatshirt. What's cool is I actually, at the same time, I found, I don't know if you know the brand Undefeated. I didn't bring that one up here, but it's Undefeated. It's a streetwear brand. A lot of times they've done some crossover stuff with like Stussy and stuff like that. I found a windbreaker that was right next to this one, and I bought it as well, and I paid $20 for it. I was kind of like, 20 bucks, but I decided to pay $20 for it. And then when I got home, it also had, I didn't realize it was new with tags. So, and it was from the same store. So I think somebody just like dropped off their stuff or whatever. But anyway,
interesting.
This brand Thrasher, not vintage, but this should sell anywhere from, I'd say $60 to $80, something like that. Maybe more. I don't know, because I do international. I don't know how Thrasher does internationally. All right, and then I'm just going to show real quick before I do t-shirts, which I'll do in a little bit. We went to this garage sale. The other garage sale we decided to go to was actually turned out to be somebody we've already done bulk buys from before. And he had to get out of a space where he was keeping a bunch of his stuff. So he decided to just basically sell off all of his eBay stuff. And so I'd seen the ad and I'm like, oh, somebody's selling off all their eBay stuff. So which
could either be good or it could be all their eBay crap they couldn't sell online.
But he was selling everything.
In this case, it was good because he didn't really sell much online.
Yeah. And so we pulled up and I realized who it was. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And so we went and just bought a bunch of stuff from him. But, you know, that was like basically the two sales I picked for us to look at on Friday. It was that garage sale.
We paid an average of $4 and change per item.
So I got a bunch of stuff. Mostly what I got was was jerseys. Now, none of these are like crazy amazing, like, oh, I'm going to sell these for $300 a piece, but all of them are new with tags. So it's just like a whole bunch, you know, like this is a Tebow one, new with tags, and they're all Nike, a couple of Reeboks, just a bunch of just real basic jerseys that sold, that retailed new at $100. I don't know what any of these players go for now, but they all have their tags on them and they all have the prices on them at $100. So I paid about an average of like $5 a piece for the stuff I bought from this garage sale. And so if I can average like 50 to 60 on each of these jerseys, I don't usually go out and buy jerseys like this, but new with tags, like why not? Why not? You know, they're just really cool. So I think I got like
I don't think any of them are starters, Sunny. I think they're all
they're
all Nike or
two
Reebok.
two Reebok, and then the rest are Nike. And then I got this racing one as well.
Chase one, yeah.
With tags. But yeah, there's like one that's sewn. This is the only one that's a sewn one. But it's not even like the super fancy schmancy ones. These are like the on-field kind of replicas, but they
start out expensive. It's like the kind that you buy at like Kohl's or you know, someplace like that.
The really expensive ones are gonna be the ones where they're all stitched and the sizes are numerical. They have the number sizes.
42 or 54.
Yeah, as opposed to like 2XL or XL. The ones that are going to be worth a lot more. But I'm not like a huge jersey like buff or anything like that. Like I don't know a lot about jerseys.
You don't do the sportsing.
Not like that. That way, because jerseys are a whole nother thing. And a lot of jerseys, he had a couple of like nicer jerseys that were used, but I was questioning whether or not they were authentic because jerseys do get faked a lot.
Are those the ones that I bought?
No, there's some other ones that were hanging up on a rack. I don't believe they're ones you got.
Because I bought all the used ones, I think.
No, there were like two that were like over off to the side. I don't think you saw them. And then the last jersey that I have is this awesome Buffalo Sabres jersey. It's made in Canada. This is
a
like
nice one.
Probably 90s. This particular logo went up through, it was like the 90s up through like I think 2003 or something like that. Just a really nice. This one came from my bulk buy guy that I buy from every week, who like threw in that Washington Redskins jacket. So this is like kind of the big money item out of there. So I should be able to sell this, I think, for anywhere from $80 to $100 for this. It's like really nice embroidery stitched on it, made in Canada.
Oh,
awesome
DJ
color.
said I paid $350 for my favorite LA Kings player. Yeah, some people pay up for really popular
for the
jerseys.
good jerseys.
It's
right.
just nobody knows. Well, not nobody. The person that wants them knows which ones are valuable and collectible. Katie and I don't. So
yeah,
to
there's
look
so
up every
much to
jersey
know. So first of all,
everywhere,
you have to know if they're authentic. Secondly, you have to know if they're players that are desirable. And I just don't have the knowledge base for all of that. So I don't seek out jerseys a lot unless I really know, like, oh yeah, these are good or whatever. But I love getting hockey jerseys. So, all right, that's it for my jerseys.
All right, I'm gonna do some more stuffs. Okay. So 2 more things that I picked up. I love picking up vintage music instruments. Even if I don't know anything about them, they're fairly easy to research. The information online is plentiful. So what I picked up is this particular one I paid $25 for. It's a vintage Con trombone. It's a slide trombone.
She wouldn't let me test it out.
Ew, germs.
I said I would wash it.
Germs.
I said I would wash it. She wouldn't let me
I'm not going to pull out all the pieces for it, but basically when you're looking up, see this one's got quite a lot of denting on it. You can kind of see a little bit in the when you're looking these things up, you have most of the information is going to be right here on the base of the woodwind instrument. And then you can find all kinds of different model numbers and things like that. And there are lots of research sites. So I paid $25 for this because of the condition on this one. I think I'm probably only going to get around 100 for it. But it has the original case. It's from 1970. It's not it's from 1972. It's a director brass trombone. Needs a lot of work, but it's
by the
not,
way, I played trombone back in the day. I was first chair. Okay.
It comes in the case.
I was
the
first
case
chair.
Is good. So this one's
not
a super great one, but not a horrible one.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, real quick. It does not have a fight strap, and I think that DJ is correct. This is like a probably more of a warm up jersey. It's the center ice one, and so I found some comps that have sold for like 50. I think I can sell it for more. But yeah, no fight strap in it.
All right, so this, on the other hand, I paid $50 for this. This was, I fell down the rabbit hole doing some research on this yesterday. This is I paid $50. It is a 1960s American Command custom built 2-valve bugle, a 2-piston soprano bugle. And I'm going to put this in auction for about $4.95.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll go in auction or not, but they're very rare and they're pretty hard to find, and it's got a very low serial number. They were only made for a couple of years by this particular company. So this, yes, both of them have the mouthpieces. Yeah.
Which is why it's ridiculous she wouldn't let me test them for her.
So anyway, yes, I always mention in the mouthpieces if it has mouthpiece or not. And I've sold a lot of instruments, and I just always do. I don't know a lot about them, but you can find anything you need to know online. And I just do a lot of research. So this particular one is actually pretty sought after, and there's not a lot of them available. As a matter of fact, there's none online, and there haven't been any that have sold in several years. So I'm pretty excited about that. Having a bugle with any, valves at all is pretty rare. It's a competition thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's in fantastic condition in the original case. Anyway, so this one I'm going to sell for at least $500, maybe more. We'll see what happens.
What does it say on, what's on the actual thing?
It has what it's called.
Oh, okay.
It has American Command, Premier Edition, custom built for Heritage in Anaheim, California.
Huh. Interesting.
There's no rust on it, no damage, nothing. It's in great shape. So I paid $50. And I would have paid $100 had I known it would be this, but
yeah. Very good, very good.
And then this was, I think, the last. Oh no, I have 2 more pieces from the sale. This is all from this first garage sale. I was like, I can't turn it away. This is just a poster. This is a museum poster for an exhibition in Tokyo, Japan, from 1981. This is an artist called Fernando Botero. And you can't, I'm sorry, you're seeing all the reflection on the glass. I apologize. It's actually, but he's a real popular artist, but this is just a poster, not a print, not a painting. This is just a poster from the art exhibition from 1981. And the poster alone will sell for about $200, maybe more. I paid $20 for it.
I think it being from a museum in Tokyo, I feel like that's going to bump up the price.
Yeah, I will not sell it in the frame. I'm just keeping it in the frame so it doesn't, I'll sell it rolled. I'll ship it rolled.
Very nice, very nice.
And then this is the last item that I grabbed from this sale. Ugh. I don't even know if I can lift this up. Okay.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh, there you go. This is an antique cast iron postage scale. So it has all the sliding scale weights on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's by a company called Triner, and it has this handwritten design. It's from the early 1900s. Okay, I paid $40 for it. I'll sell it for about $200, maybe more.
And then I'm gonna have to help her ship it.
Mm-hmm. Ow!
Careful there. Careful there.
Your turn.
All right. I'm not gonna save the very best. Well, okay. How about this? What time is it right now? It's 3:20. Okay, so I got a couple of things.
I have clothes left. So
from that sale. So first of all, they had a sign out that said, T-shirts $1, other jeans, whatever. But then they never brought any clothes out. I think I whined and complained about it on the sourcing video. I kept asking her okay, so do you have other clothing? And yeah, it wasn't happening. Never got to see if there were any T-shirts because I just had this feeling. I'm I just know they've got to have some really cool vintage T-shirts back there somewhere, but never happened. But anyway, one thing I did see is from far away, because again, this is like we first got there and all this stuff was piled up, right? And there was this big kind of mountain on one side of the garage of just, which never ever got like taken apart. But there's just a big mountain of stuff. And I could see from all the way far away, I could just see this box sitting like perched up on top. And this is when we first got there. And so then when I first saw it, I thought it was shoes because of the direction it was in. It looked like it could be. I think it was like sitting like this. And I thought it was a shoebox. I thought maybe it was a shoebox. And I'm like, is there any way it's going to be like a dead stock pair of shoes or something like that?
Could have been.
And so then I asked Lee, I'm like, hey, can I see that Tommy Hilfiger? Can I see what that box is? So she brings it over. Guys, she brings it over. Look at this. So I look at it and I realize it's this Tommy Hilfiger cologne spray, but look at what it says underneath. Tommy Hilfiger canvas bag. What? So I bust this open. No cologne. Cologne's long gone, guys. Yep, Tommy for your mommy. The cologne is long gone, but dun, da, 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 da. The original bag it comes in because it says right on this poly bag protects your new Tommy Hilfiger bag. Okay, look at this. This is like, she saw me looking at it and she's like, is that for you or is it for me? And I'm like, I think you're gonna find enough stuff here. This is gonna be mine.
It's the tax.
This is the tax. This is gonna be mine. Look at this, guys. Look at this bag. Brand new, still in the box that it came in. What's really cool about this bag is it's different than any of the other ones I've ever seen because it's not a duffel bag. A lot of them are like those big duffel bags that have like the big flag.
Yeah, it's an awesome messenger bag.
So it's kind of like a messenger bag.
Oh, not kind of.
Well, yeah,
totally
but it's
a messenger bag.
Well, it's kind of, sorry, it's kind of like a laptop bag, but it's not really a laptop bag because it's not padded or anything. It actually does expand a little bit, but it's a messenger style bag, and it just has, it's this nice big canvas bag and flops over like that, and it's brand new. It's brand new. So I'm not even entirely, no, I'm not going to keep it.
She actually has a vintage Tommy duffel bag that.
No, it's not vintage.
Oh, okay.
It's a new one. It's like one of those ones you can get at Ross. But anyway, guys, as far as pricing goes, if you look at comps for vintage Tommy, like the duffel bags and stuff like that, a lot of them don't go for a ton. They'll go for like 60 bucks, maybe 70 bucks. Not like super, super high prices, but I have not been able to find any comps using Terapeak, using Worth Point, looking at eBay and stuff like that. I can't find any comps for this kind of like a messenger bag, like a really cool, like this size and the style of messenger bag. So first of all, can't find any other bag like this out there. Secondly, it's brand new. Third, it also comes in like the original box, even though there's no cologne in there. I mean, so honestly, like I'm gonna try to get like $150 for it. So I'm gonna price it like a lot higher than other stuff out there, but there really is nothing else like this exact one.
Candace asked, what did you pay?
$4.
What did I pay?
$4.
It's what we do. I usually, when she goes garage selling with me, for the most part, I will buy the things that she
I had bought her a couple
chooses.
of things the day before at Sabres, so it just depends. So she owed me, man. What's really funny though is the only other thing I got there was this vintage Champion Notre Dame jacket, and it was like not in very good condition. And we get up there, and the lady's like, $4 for this, $8 for the jacket. Which when I got home, the jacket's got a bunch of repair spots. It's not even worth selling. But she charged $8 for that, $4 for this.
Yeah, she had some skewed prices, but the way I looked at it was that it was on average, her pricing was very fair for the other things. So I kind of looked at it as an average. Because like I said, I paid $250 for everything. And some of her stuff was like silly. Like $3 here, but that $8, yeah, the $8 for that jacket was like, yeah, it didn't make sense, but whatever. Overall, her prices were excellent.
Allison says I would consider auctioning that piece. You know what? I still don't like doing auctions. So even though I say I want to sell it for $150, that means I'm probably going to price it for like something crazy high, like 300 something, and then see what the interest is, and then eventually accept an offer for lower. So, we'll see.
What websites do you use to research? We use Terapeak and Worth Point if it's something that's vintage or antique. As far as to research sold prices and prices like that. As far as researching in general to find out information about items. It depends on what the item is, you know, because it's not always just about clothing. Like some of the things I was talking about as far as researching antiques and things like that, there are lots of different specialty websites. For me, it took me through several different types of websites to find serial numbers and how to date the items and things like that, as far as the trumpets and the bugle and the trombone and all that crap.
Yeah, Candace put 300 best offer. That's probably what I'll end up starting it at, and then it'll go into a sale, and then I'll accept offers, and then with the idea that I'll want to take less than.
She was a quirky, nice lady, Kara. I felt a little bit invasive because I apparently her sister was there helping her and kind of forcing her to clean out the garage. And the reality was, I guess all the stuff had been piled in the garage for a long time. She had just put her husband in a home. She was in her 80s. Two old ladies in their 80s trying to clear out a whole bunch of stuff in a garage by themselves. That I don't feel she really wanted to do. I felt she was being pushed to do it, and it made me feel really guilty. Like I know that we probably could have pushed for more, and that didn't make me feel good. So I was not comfortable making her go through her stuff and sell it. So that was why I backed off when I did. Like I was getting the vibe from her that she was not happy to be selling the stuff, and I didn't want to feel like I was taking advantage of her.
Yeah. Let's see. Susie, no, we haven't done a video on Terapeak. We will hopefully in the somewhat near future. We're just really trying to get talk to somebody on the Terapeak team so that we can ask some questions and find out exactly what's going on with it right now and what's in the future for it before we do like a whole video on it. And hopefully everybody has access to it. I don't know. Have all of you guys gone and looked? If you just want to go check, just look at Terapeak. It's terapeak.com, I think. And then when you go to log in, it'll just have you log in with your eBay account. But they automatically will ask you if you want to like log in with your eBay account, and you should be able to access it. So see if you can, because you can look and see comps for like the whole last year. So it helps a lot. It's a lot better than just doing 90 days.
Candace, I do know a lot about different types of photographs. If you want to send me some messages, take it out of the frame first of all, and yeah, definitely send me some messages, and I'll let you know. Debbie, see you in Vegas. We can't wait to see you. It's been a long time. Lisa asked a question. When we get married, are we going to combine our finances? Nothing to do with reselling.
Probably not.
No, I think we're both in our 40s, and we've both been handling our own finances for a long time. I think separate is fine.
Yeah. We combine savings, like we're planning, like for instance, we're saving up for our wedding. And so we pay our bills, and then we each put in money towards savings together. And so I anticipate that's something that we would continue to do is when we're wanting to save for something specific. We'll have a goal, and then we'll.
I'm sure there's going to be some. There's going to be some combining of things, but in general, I think we'll probably keep our finances separate.
I think it makes more sense. It's easier,
especially when we have
businesses and stuff like that. So
right, I think we'll end up keeping our taxes separate and things like that too, just because. Again, we'll do married filing separately. It's when there's two separate businesses. It's just way too difficult when you start combining them, especially when. The businesses are separate and both self-employed and all that kind of stuff. So
as far as we were saying you bought or she bought, that's because what will happen is so on Thursday I was out sourcing and she came with us the first couple stops, and then she had to go home and do some work. And so there were a couple of places I bought this really cool, which you didn't even show. It's like you're ashamed of it. Are you gonna show it?
No, it wasn't. Okay. It's nowhere near.
It's really cool. Okay. Anyway, this really cool.
I'll maybe double the money that you spent on it. I would never have picked it.
How dare you? She's so rude, you guys. That's because you don't believe. And I feel like by now you should believe in the stuff that I pick out.
Okay.
But anyway, it was a really cool, what kind of, wool was
it? It was like a.
I thought it was like something special. Anyway, it was like a wool. It was like a wool. Kara knows because Kara's the one who actually grabbed it.
You know, like super scratchy wool sweater, like vintage scratchy.
It was like a really old vintage. Anyway, I bought it for her to list, and then there was something else I bought for her to list. And so basically, rather than sit there and be like, okay, this penny, and we got to add up this penny, and you owe me this, I'm taking her. For me, for the most part, going to garage sales isn't really that financially. Doesn't really make a whole lot of financial sense because for the most part, unless I'm really, really lucky, I'm not going to find a whole lot of stuff. So I might use up half of my day to basically drive her around, navigate her around. So she's going to spend $4 on a cool bag for me at a garage sale. I feel like that's fair. Fair is fair, guys. Fair is fair. It's like my payment.
It's the way it works.
Yeah.
It's the tax.
Yeah. because she doesn't want to have to go by herself, and she hates navigating and she hates driving. So I'm doing it for her.
Yep.
So there you go.
So it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you went through all your stuff already, right? So
I've got t-shirts left.
Okay. I'm just going to do my last 4 things real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some clothing. I did find some fantastic vintage clothing this week at Sabres, strangely enough. Just some names to like keep an eye out for when you're out sourcing, not necessarily that the pieces themselves.
Fancy.
Yeah, I got some vintage dresses. So we got some vintage 80s right here, some velvet with some great gold stuff on the back.
Yeah, Kara, it was mohair.
Oh, mohair, that's it. Thank you. So I did pay up a little bit for these. I think I paid about $10 for this. And this brand is a brand that's been around for a while. They're still around. It's Tadashi, and it's a very high-end designer brand. But in the 80s, they were sold. It's changed names. It's like Tadashi Aoki or something like that now. But this is from the 80s. This one's made in the USA. This one I will sell for about $75. It's an 80s puffy velvet dress with these big puffy,
it's ridiculous,
gold, I don't know, Cleopatra beaded looking sleeves. So I paid 10. I'll probably sell it for about 75.
Ridiculous.
I went with I don't know, somebody emptied their closet of big gaudy dresses because I got them all in the same store.
Does it have shoulder pads?
Yeah, lots of shoulder pads. This is another one. If you find, so this is a Anjuman, I don't even know, Anjumun from California. This is just a silk beaded, look at this thing.
Wow.
Now, these things, personally, I think this just reminds me of Dynasty, you know, just they're ugly as shit. I wouldn't, in a million years, would never wear one. But they sell very well. So, again, I paid about $10
how much
for this.
Paid you to try it on.
Yeah, it would never happen. I paid about $10 for this. Again, this will sell for about $100.
Yeah. Hey, I would try it on for the funny, but if you remember when that happened, when I dressed up like Mrs. Roper, she wouldn't even make eye contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want her to love me still.
Shadashi Shoji, thank you, Create and Adore, and I appreciate that. I wasn't looking at my phone, obviously, so I was trying to go off the top of my head. So it was just Tadashi at first, and that was what the label was from when it was made in the USA, and it was still in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
This is an Abby Kent, another brand from the 80s, known for it's very much like this side gather, sexy, slithery 80s type of satiny dresses. Again, with the bejeweling, a lot of beading and things like this.
Fancy.
This is another one. I'll do about $75 on that one. And this is a brand to look out for in dresses, but also in other items. This is actually, it's Lily Rubin. Now you can get to see that. Okay, this is an 80s one. This is not a dress. This is big padded shoulders, a linen blazer with some big gold nautical buttons on the sleeves. Nautical is really in again.
Mm-hmm.
It's real popular. It's got the big anchors on the sleeves.
Allison just gave $1.99 super chat. It said, "Never say never. Who's with me?"
No. So I paid $3 for this, and I'll probably sell it for about $50. So it's just some brands to keep an eye out for, and some styles and silhouettes. When you're looking for vintage clothing, there are some things that sell better than others. And not all 80s is sellable, and not all 80s is popular, but some is.
That question right there. Uh-oh. That's pretty funny. You guys. I don't even know if the dress would fit me.
No, the dress would not fit her.
See, it won't. I think I would
Dallas Golden Girls.
I'd break right through it. Is that everything for you?
That's everything. That's all I have. It does everything has shoulder pads in it. Yeah, they all have shoulder pads.
All right,
mod.
Guys.
That could be a mod dress. You're right.
I'm gonna go through some cool t-shirts real quick.
One question here. Create and Adorn. What are you thinking of selling the Tadashi for? Because I have one listed around 30 with no action. That particular one, I think I'm going to sell for around 75. The velvet one. It's actually it's a bigger size. It's like a size 8 or a size 10. And a lot of the ones from the 80s you find are in like the size 3, 4, 5 range, the junior size ranges, and they're so tiny. But people that like that retro look, and let's face it, there's not a lot of size 3 women around in the US anymore. So those more medium to larger sizes sell better. So I think around 75 or so.
All right, I'm gonna go real quick. I just have this last little stack of t-shirts. You guys know how I feel about my No Fear stuff. Check it out. Found another vintage No Fear t-shirt at Buffalo Exchange. The last one I had, I think I sold for like $60. And then I just sold a sweatshirt for $70. So I love No Fear. This particular t-shirt is awesome. It's got like a couple of little holes in it, but I don't care. I think I can still sell this for like $50. Just a really cool No Fear t-shirt. This one is actually one that Corey was out with us at Buffalo Exchange, and she actually grabbed this. It was really funny. I had Corey, Kara, and Dorothy with me at Buffalo Exchange, and I think Dorothy had been there like one time before, but the other ones hadn't been there before, and so they were just kind of like grabbing stuff and being like, "What do you think about this?" And so Corey picked this up, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll get that." So this is just really, really super cool. This is 1986 Global 6, and it says Vokes March, which I think you looked it up, and it's some sort of like walk, or it's a non-competitive like kind of
walkathon type
thing, but it's actually, if you look here, it says USAF, so U.S. Air Force Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. You can see that right there. But this is like a U.S. Air Force.
It must have been the team that did the Volksmarch, because it's not a U.S. Air Force thing.
No, it wasn't. No, of course not. But anyway, but look how cool it is. It's got the little U.S. Air Force plane on there, and I think it's a really awesome t-shirt. Very, very cool. Ooh, Cheryl says she used to Volksmarch in the
800s. I think you mean the 80s.
You got medals and stuff. Anyway, like, how cool is that t-shirt? I love it.
Jerry T says, first time live with you chickies here in Venice, California. Love you. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dorothy says, how freaking old are you, Cheryl?
Rude.
Because she said in the 800s.
Anyway, I just wanted to show this really quick, because I don't get like crazy excited about Disney stuff at all. But every once in a while I'll see a piece where I'm like, oh, you know what, that's really cool. I think I could sell. And I just thought this one was interesting. I like the style of it. It's one of those Mickey Unlimited t-shirts, the heather gray color of it. I think I could definitely get like $40 for this. I think it's just a cool t-shirt. I like the Minnie Mouse instead of the Mickey Mouse on it. What do you think?
It reminds me of the definitely the Mickey Minnie Jazzercise era.
This one, now I don't know what the deal is with this. I don't know if this is somebody like made their own t-shirt or what, but it's this really cool single stitch 90s vintage t-shirt, boxing t-shirt, 1994, Las Vegas. It's got Oscar de la Hoya on it. It's got whoever this guy is, Jorge Paez, the Clown Prince of Boxing. So it's got that on the
Clown Prince? Oh yeah, it says the Clown Prince, not the Crown Prince. Okay.
It's got that on the front, and then you look at the back, and it's first of all, it says Mama Said Knock You Out on the back of it, which I think is hilarious. And then it has it in Spanish or whatever. And then this one says The Fight of the Decade. And I haven't done any research on this. I did talk to Hip Lip and Mom about it because she loves boxing. But it's got Prince Charles Williams and James Lights Out Tony. So this is from 1994, and it's just like a really interesting boxing shirt. But it's, again, I have no idea like who made this. I haven't looked at it. Like, were these two fights that happened?
Was this before Oscar de la Hoya was big? Was this like when he was like a nobody? Because he was super young in that.
He's young, but I don't know. I think he was big at the time.
Because everybody else looks like the nobody.
Yeah, I think like everybody else.
No names that I've ever heard of.
I think these guys in the back were like up and comers at the time.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Were they all up and comers? Like, was before he was big?
I don't think it was before he was big.
Okay.
But I think he was big at the time, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
So, but seriously, it's a great t-shirt.
And Derek, nope, you made it.
Derek!
Big fish in the house.
Anyway, that t-shirt, I do really well with those kind of boxing t-shirts like that. The last one I had, I sold on Etsy for $100, and it went international for $100 plus shipping. I think it went to Finland or something crazy like that. So I will definitely be pricing that high. Now this t-shirt, Vicky was laughing at this one.
One question. Let me answer the question here. Jerry says, I have a motorcycle road race tee with a 1974 graphic, but the label is Sonoma printed on the inner neckline. Does this seem legit 1970s? No. If it's printed, it's not vintage. No. And if it says Sonoma, that's probably just a Kohl's brand t-shirt printed on the inside, and it's just like a retro, made to look like a retro graphic.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't always know how to explain why certain shirts I think are super cool. This one I love. I have a feeling Alice is going to be on board with this. I think she has kind of similar taste as far as what she thinks is a cool t-shirt. So I think she's going to dig this one.
Oh, I think it's cool, but I'm gonna tell you. Well, I won't tell you why.
We'll talk about it. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I think this is awesome. This is like a 70s t-shirt, and it's in just amazing condition. It's a backpacking t-shirt, and it actually has like a little graphic down the sleeve, and it says backpacking. But seriously, we were laughing because, like, look at this. Look at the dude on here. Like, first of all, look at his sweet, sweet shorts. He's got his awesome cut-off jean shorts. I don't know what's happening with the socks. One's down, one's up. But Vicky thought that it looked like some sort of gay camping club, hiking club. I don't know.
He's got like a 70s porn stash. the shorty short jean shorts. Come on now.
Anyway, it's pretty awesome. But this is like from the 70s. And you can see this tag right here, the Stedman tag, High Cruise Stedman tag. It's interesting because it's 100% cotton. It's like 100% cotton was really popular in t-shirts like in the 70s and going into the 80s, and then it became all about 50-50, the 50-50 cotton polyester, which is like when you get those really soft t-shirts. And then into like the early 90s, and then like early to mid 90s, it was all about cotton again. So this is like an old single stitch, just awesome graphic on this t-shirt. So anyway, yeah, see, Allison says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. What was the t-shirt? It says, I'm just gonna look at this real quick it's Tony, T-O-N-E-Y, Tony, T-O-N-E-Y. That is what it is. All right, real quick, I just got a couple more here. This Atlanta Braves t-shirt. Now, I just wanted to show this real quick because it's this all over print, and this isn't just a baseball thing. Any of the like 90s t-shirts where the print is all over, hence all over print, it's just like a super desirable style right now. So I think this t-shirt's rad. And this is a 90s, it's got some fade to it, but that's okay. Fading's cool. You guys have seen the t-shirts I've been selling. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can sell this bad boy for my price point of $47.99 on the old Etsy.
Mama, I'm gonna say that I want you to know that I said that when Katie showed me that shirt. I said Mama's gonna want that one because it says Mama will knock you out or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, I think I'm gonna sell it for too much.
Yeah. It's true. Hey, she got one sweet t-shirt out of me that she needs to cherish forever. That I think I sold. I happened to find two of the same one, and I sent one to her, and I sold the other one for like $70. Anyway. Last t-shirt of the day, guys.
Ooh, this is the last one.
Last one's is a good one. So that sale where
it's been a long show. We didn't lose too many of you guys either. It's a little bit light. I think it's because it's really nice out, and you guys are like 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon, and we're out. We're outie.
Allison going to the pool. Allison said that guys' shorts are like a Holiday Inn, no ballroom. Anyway, so we went to that sale where the guy was getting rid of all of his eBay inventory. And he had a lot of like decent stuff, decent brands, some good, a lot of new with tag stuff, but not vintage. That's where I got all those jerseys. So good bread and butter stuff, but for the most part, it wasn't going to be anything that I was going to get super excited about because it doesn't usually have much vintage. Somehow, the skies opened up. Baby Jesus sent down his angels on rays of sunshine. The angels in the sky, in the choir, sang to me, and they said, look at this t-shirt right here. And I said, what? Guys, 1994, and this is that Brockham that we just learned about. Is that the same? Was that the same name as that hat, that police hat? Or that a different brand? Different brand. Anyway, guys, look at this. Rolling Stones, Voodoo Lounge, 1994, single stitch, tie-dye. It's like so faded and so thin and like distressed, but in like the most beautiful, glorious way ever. And I think that this bad boy right here, huh? What?
I don't know.
What?
I would have bought it too.
I think this bad boy right here, I think I'm going to sell it for minimum $100. I'm going to go for higher. I'm going to push for 150.
It's
That's
got
what I
like
say.
pit holes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like that. You guys remember that David Bowie t-shirt that I bought at Buffalo Exchange a couple weeks ago, and I paid $50 for it, and it is beyond destroyed. It makes this thing look like it's crispy brand new. It is beyond destroyed and threadbare and holes everywhere. It's a big rip in one armpit. I paid $50 for it, and this one over here was like $50. You paid $50 for that?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't sold it yet, but so far the offers have gone up to $150. I got a guy who wants to buy it for $150. I want to get $200 for it, but it could sell for $150 if I was willing to take $150 for it. Pretty good deal.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, guys, this, I think I'll show you the copyright right here. So you can see this is a legit 1994 promo tour productions. Anyway, that's it, guys.
That's all we got.
That's it. That's it.
Now you got to carry all this heavy crap back downstairs.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. We are wearing our dueling hats today.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys. Oh, Jackie wants to know, I have a denim jacket with a Union Line label. Can you tell me the website that dates different labels? I mean, I don't have a specific website I go to. Do you?
No. No, Jackie, if you want some help dating the jacket, put it up in the group. Not just the tags, but the whole jacket. Show the front, the back, and the tags, and we'll give you an idea of decade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because Union labels were used from like the 30s through the 80s, depending on there's different types of Union labels.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm ready.
We need a dumbwaiter for the loft. We do, Sandy.
She already has one. It's called me. I'm the one that carries up all the heavy stuff. So I'm not sure what you need because you already got everything you need. Anyway, guys, we're going to finally close out this show. I need to do some listing. I think you're going to go take some pictures, aren't you?
I got to go. Yeah, I've got to go. Yeah, I took some pictures yesterday. When did I take pictures?
I don't know. It all blurs together.
Friday. I took pictures Friday. I have like 5 more things to list of those pictures I took. I took like 300 pictures on Friday. I've been working really hard the past few days. I'm trying to get a lot done before we leave on Thursday.
We leave early Thursday morning, so
I don't even know why we're going to go to bed. We have to leave so damn early. Don't worry, Derek. We won't be asking you for a ride to the airport because it really isn't the crack of ass. We have to be there like before 6. So
yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the show. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to watch the sourcing video that goes along with this video, the link is down below. You can check it out. You can see my slow, creepy drive-by of that garage. I swear, you can see the piles of stuff.
We will be doing a Wednesday show. We will see you Wednesday for the Wednesday show, and we will be doing a Sunday show from Rhode Island. We will give you a better idea toward the end of the week what time that show is going to be, but it is going to be earlier for sure because we are having a big family friend cookout on Sunday. So,
yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Go get some work done.
Week.
Or maybe just enjoy the rest of your weekend.
I might just take a nap. I don't know about you.
You kind of seem like you're ready for a nap.
I need a nap.
Bye. Bye.